let's get started again. Now we've got Bob Iden coming up.
Well, once again, thank you all for coming. This is actually kind of a co-presentation. Anna and I are co-presenting here. Anna and I are co-presenting. Come on. But I kind of want to pick up and follow with what Daryl was talking about, E-leading Chi. And I've been really interested recently in how your emotions and your attention and your intention organize your body movement. So to get into that, Anna will grab hold here, and with two hands, my weight is in this leg, right? So mechanically, I have a very poor position, but she grabs that. Not only grabs a part of my body, but it grabs my attention. My attention comes over here. I then form an intention. My fight reflex system kicks in. I form the intention to get away, and I pull, and that's what happens. Okay, because I have no, in this position, I have no mechanical, leverage. I can't organize this really very well, because it's just, I'm off balance here. And this is a very standard kind of reaction we have. You're walking down the street, something grabs your attention, you have some intention that forms as a result of your attention focusing, and then you respond. It's a very reactive mode. But this happens all the time in martial arts situations. Someone goes to punch you or push on you, your attention gets captured by that, and you react. Now that also, from a Zen perspective, that means that you're behind. You're in the past trying to catch up to the present. And that generally is not a productive strategy. You feel rushed, you're like, ugh. So what am I going to do with this situation? Now, fortunately, it is possible, not common, but possible, to control both your attention and your intention. So the grab comes, but I have the possibility of not letting my attention be grabbed here, or of removing my attention if it is. So I could, oh, that's an interesting thing over there. That really is a weird thing over there. And so I was like, oh, what is that? I'm just going to go look at that. And because my attention, which I'm consciously moving over here, hey Tom, I haven't seen you in a while. I then form an intention to go over here, and that intention organizes my body movement in a completely different way, and it organizes automatically a whole body, very integrated response. Everything is going over there, which is very different than if my attention is here and I'm trying to do, this tends to be I've got to do something with this spot kind of thing, not whole body, not integrated, very differentiated kind of movement. And also, if I'm coming over this way, hey Gene, haven't seen you in a while. That way in which your intention organizes your body movement is very difficult to learn. It's unconscious, but you have it in your body and it works very well. So this is a way of being in the present. I'm over here and I'm just doing this. If I'm trying to do something with this, I'm now reacting to that. I'm really trying to catch up, and you see this very regularly. Someone pushes on you a little bit, you get here, but I'm now in the past. I'm trying to catch up to this. And so I'll go real fast, And this is that Tai Chi saying, if my partner doesn't move, I don't move. If they move, I move first. First is an important word there, because if someone pushes on you and you wait until you, even just real slow, if you wait till you feel this movement, you're in the past now. You're trying to catch up. And just, I've been studying neurobiology. It takes about 100 milliseconds for the nerve impulses to get from here to here, to your brain and back. And then, you know, so you're going to be 100 to 200 milliseconds behind your partner, even if you've got really good reflexes. So you have to then go faster than your partner to try and do something. And that's why martial arts often tends to be a training of speed, because most people work this way. We're trying to do something a little different here. So let me push. So now the situation's reversed. Nothing is grabbing my attention, but I'm here and I'm going to push my partner. So if I form the intention to push another person, I now have a plan, and I'm really in the future. I'm executing my plan. I'm no longer in the present. And this grabs my attention, and again, what I've got to do, I will light up my partner, I will trigger their fight reflex almost immediately, and we will struggle. You can be fast, you know, wow, you go real fast, but that's a sort of more external style. What I want to do here, since I can control both my intention and my attention, if I'm thinking, oh, what's that over there? Or, hey, Daryl, I haven't seen you in a long time, and just move forward. Or I can just wave to my partner. Hi. That, again, I no longer have a plan or an intention relative to my partner. And it's very difficult for them to pick up on my movement in that situation. And I'm just doing this. But my intention, I've been walking for quite a while now. And so my brain has learned to organize that movement very well. So when I walk over, this is really pretty much an integrated whole body movement. And it's really very strong, because I'm moving my whole torso weight around all the time. That kind of movement works. If I'm here and I go to push, the tendency is very strong. I lock my body in place and I push. And so now I've got this. And we spend a lot of time studying organizing coming forward. But I would like to suggest to you that you already know most of what you need to know if you get out of your own way and just, oh, look over there. So, and this, you know, if I grab Anna, and so I'm here, and, you know, if she tries to pull that back, that's, you know, we're going to argue, that's not going to work. But if she just, you know, and it just takes me right off my route, it pops me right out. And again, this is control of attention and intention. There's this, what was that thing you were saying about E and chi and that kind of stuff? So take a minute or two, find your partner, what you want to do here, and just play with this pull-out thing. So Anna will get it. So to use, you know, strong arms, you don't take a real deep stance, but just, you know, be somewhat solid. And I'm going to take a very disadvantageous position from any physical point of view. Because if I pull on this, I just pull myself right off. But if I'm here and I really do ignore this and just step over here, your partner will come. And your partner should pay attention to, has the opportunity to pay attention to, if I pull my partner out with muscle, that has one feeling for her. If I'm just walking over here, the person who's being moved will have a completely different experience. So find your partner and try that, and I'll come around and do a little bit of correction. You're just holding them.
I'm just holding them. I just stay one.
Yeah, you're just, not a real deep stance, but just holding that point. And you just, ignore it. Yeah.
This is the other side of like moving, you're grabbing, and something. How do you turn that on? Which is okay. I'm just doing
Yeah. And it takes you, it's like it takes you by surprise. You want to say, I wasn't quite ready.
Yeah. No, I don't want that right now.
Yeah, but if you pull on him, it lights him up and he can resist. Yeah.
Minimize grabbing, because when you forget that, you're like, oh, he's got it. That's what it is.
Or rather, it increases the time.
I hope this kind of introduction and intention is something you can take with you and play with back in your own work. Thank you.
Thank you.